The Boy Bitten by a Lizard by Caravaggio is another masterpiece of the National Gallery in London by one of the most representative artists of all time. The Boy Bitten by a Lizard by Caravaggio is another masterpiece of the National Gallery in London by one of the most representative artists of all time. It's a relatively recent acquisition because it was bought by the gallery only in 1986. We know of another version, a replica therefore, of the same identical subject that is also considered authentic, that is preserved in the Collezione Longhi in Florence, the collection of the great art historian and critician Roberto Longhi. The subject of this representation is unusual. We have a young boy of a relatively effeminate look and attitude, bitten by a lizard. What does it mean? Different interpretations have been given. At the same time, this can be considered an allegory of the senses. It was a relatively common procedure to try to connect a specific scene with one of the five senses, and we have other examples at the time. So we have, in a sense, an episode that encapsulates the sense of touch. Otherwise, this could refer to a reflection on the pain of love. So the idea that love, that here could be represented by the vase of flowers and by the beautiful red flower, could hide in itself also some pain. And so the lizard that in this case would have been located somewhere among the flowers and therefore attacking the inexperienced lover. So this could be a possible interpretation. But overall, from a stylistic point of view, we need to notice how effective is the approach that Caravaggio develops in these years. We are talking about 1595, the first stay of Caravaggio in Rome. His ability is incredible in depicting the hic et nunc, the specific moment, the specific instant in which a very violent emotion that deforms the visual of the individual takes place. This is unusual for the art at the time, that tends to represent, in a sense, a synthesis of the emotions or the attitude of a character throughout a longer period of time. In Caravaggio, for the first time, we have the attempt to catch not only the general attitude, but the specific moment where something is taking place, the specific instant. And in this case, an anticipation of techniques that will become more and more popular in the modern ages. And one of the many reasons why these artists will never stop being popular and being able to talk at our present time as much as any age.